we love getting involved early on. This is a BCA assessment done from a couple of different building certifiers or surveyors, and this is out of their assessment. C10, we want to make sure that for the fire hazard, we're going to cover that. The C10 below says and the last status said further information required. Today is about when do you get that further information. Rahul talked about 2 days of CFC. We 2 days before CFC. You may hear that a bit because quite often we get called in. Oh, we're in trouble. They're asking for this, and we don't have it, and we've just put on something that's not going to work. So this is more about, we're going to cover the items in there, but it was more about the fact building certifiers raise it. I would argue that before that the architect should have addressed it. The building certifiers raised it, and no one really closes it out early. That's part of our plus approach, which we'll go into a bit further.
Exactly, and I mean, providing NATA registered laboratory reports for each of those items, that's going to be hard to get 2 days away from COC.
Particularly if you've substituted the vinyl for a imported cheaper vinyl and there's no NATA report for it. That might be a bit of a challenge if you've got 20 stories of corridors.
So this is something that we do see sometimes. It'll be a letter to cover off and say that, like we've addressed all of the items meeting, say, spec C110. And it says, the floor linings and coverings, wall linings, etc., they all meet the group ratings. The letter on itself is probably not good enough. This is a fake example. You can see Steve Jobs has signed this one.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a license either.
I don't think so as well. But on its own, this is not good enough for evidence. But on the next slide, tying this in with our system selection, which, that has all the information. It says, based on this document, everything's been recorded, everything has a supporting evidence, it's all been approved.
So what I'd add to that, and I know I'm over time, so appreciate your giving us a bit of extra bit. If you're going to substitute anything, this is where we deal with it. So we've dealt with what was actually specified up front, got it all approved, and then we let contracts and say, oh, I'm not going to use that product, I'm going to use this product. The process has got to start again and get back into this documentation. For us, this is the documentation at the end that says we've dealt with all the issues of C110, C114, and here they all are, here's the evidence, and here's all the test reports that go with that. This is the documentation that no one's handing over, or if they are, they're hunting it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon for the 5 o'clock walkthrough for CFC. Stop doing that. It's just a dumb way of doing it. It frustrates the building certifiers. It puts everyone at risk. Great commercially for us because we spend a lot of time doing this at 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, Rahul. Yeah, trying to hunt down everything we can find. So
that's why we keep on saying 2 days away from COC. I mean, it's traumatic.
But it's also reality, and it's just dumb. Stop doing it. Get better at doing it. So
exactly.
Yeah.